Hey, kindergarten friends. We have been working the past couple weeks talking all about harvest. And we've looked really hard to see where different foods come from. We've looked on labels at different foods in our homes and tried to discover where those might be from. We've talked about foods that are good for our body and foods that maybe aren't the best for our body. And we've really been talking about harvest and investigating where all of our food comes from. So today I have a new question for you. Our question is, what is a seasonal harvest? What does that mean? Sometimes you might overhear people saying, well, we shouldn't eat this fruit because it's not in season. Or, well, I really like eating squash during the fall because it's in season. So I'm going to talk today about what that means. But before we do that, I'm going to have you watch a little video of a book called Old Macamba Had a Farm. And I think it might remind you of a book that you've read, or probably a song or a poem you've heard called Old MacDonald Had a Farm. Except this book takes place in a different continent. It takes place in the continent of Africa. So we're going to learn all about what Old Macamba has on his farm.
Hello and welcome back to Sankofa Read Aloud. Today's story is titled, Old Macamba Had a Farm, written by Rachel Isadora. I hope that you enjoy this beautiful story. Old Macamba had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on this farm, he had a baboon, E-I-E-I-O. With a oh ha ha here and an oh ha ha there. Here an O, there an O, everywhere an oh ha ha. Old Macamba had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on this farm, he had an elephant, E-I-E-I-O. With a bara, bara here and a bara, bara there. Here a bara, there a bara, everywhere a bara, bara. Old Macamba had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on this farm, he had a zebra, E-I-E-I-O, with a weenie, weenie here and a weenie, weenie there. Here a weenie, there a weenie, everywhere a weenie, weenie. Old Macamba had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on this farm, he had a cheetah, E-I-E-I-O, with a grrr, grrr here and a grrr, grrr there. Here a grrr, there a grrr, everywhere a grrr, grrr. Old Macamba had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on this farm, he had a Dassie, E-I-E-I-O, with a trill, trill here and a trill, trill there. Here a trill, there a trill, everywhere a trill, trill. Old Macamba had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on this farm, he had a warthog, E-I-E-I-O, with a snort, snort here and a snort, snort there. Here a snort, there a snort, everywhere a snort, snort. Old Macamba had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on this farm, he had a hippo, E-I-E-I-O, with a grunt, grunt here and a grunt, grunt there. Here a grunt, there a grunt, everywhere a grunt, grunt. Old Macamba had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on this farm, he had a giraffe, E-I-E-I-O, with a bleat, bleat here and a bleat, bleat there. Here a bleat, there a bleat, everywhere a bleat, bleat. Old Macumba had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on this farm, he had a lizard, E-I-E-I-O, with a hiss, hiss here, and a hiss, hiss there. Here a hiss, there a hiss, everywhere a hiss, hiss. Old Macumba had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on this farm, he had a springbok, E-I-E-I-O, with a ah here, and an ah there. Here an ah, there an ah, everywhere an ah. Old Macumba had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on this farm, he had a parrot, E-I-E-I-O, with a squawk squawk here, and a squawk squawk there. Here a squawk, there a squawk, everywhere a squawk squawk. Old Macumba had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on this farm, he had an ostrich, E-I-E-I-O, with a chirp chirp here and a chirp chirp there. Here a chirp, there a chirp, everywhere a chirp chirp. Old Macumba had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on this farm, he had a rhino, E-I-E-I-O, with a bellow bellow here and a bellow bellow there. Here a bellow, there a bellow, everywhere a bellow bellow. Old Macumba had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on this farm, he had a lion, E-I-E-I-O, with a roar, roar here, and a roar, roar there. Here a roar, there a roar, everywhere a roar, roar. Old Macumba had a farm, E-I-E-I-O.
I hope you enjoyed that story about Old Macumba's farm. So today, I want us to really be thinking about that story. And when we compare it to Old MacDonald Had a Farm, you can see that there were lots of different animals on Old Macumba's farm than there are in that story, Old MacDonald's Farm. So I put a picture of it right here, and I hope you noticed from that book that Old Macumba, he had baboons and elephants and lions. He had animals on his farm that are popular to that part of Africa. And Old MacDonald, that story is based out of the types of animals that more common animals that we have in America. So I put a cow here because a lot of people who own farms, they have cows or horses or pigs. So today we're going to be continuing to talk about food, and we're going to talk about how certain foods are grown in certain parts of the world, and that's called a seasonal harvest. It's because the seasons provide a great way for the foods to grow. Some things in Indiana, they can't grow as well as in Africa because we have different climates. The temperature is different out in the air. And the same goes for animals. Some animals that we eat are more popularly raised in Africa than they are in America or in lots of other continents and places in the world. So let me show you what I mean. This is a big world map, and it goes over all of the really popular items that are harvested in different parts of the world. So you're going to notice that in North America, where we are, we have a lot of fruits, pumpkins, berries. But over here in Central Asia, They have a lot of different kinds of vegetables and onions and grains. And then if we go over, I was going to find one that had a coconut. Oh, yeah. Over here in South Asia, we have things like coconuts and bananas that more popularly grow there because the climate is right. Climate is right for those things to be grown. We can't grow a lot of coconuts in Indiana over here in the United States because our air isn't right for it and it gets too cold here and we're not in a certain part of the world for that crop to really do well. A lot of crops, since it gets cold here, they would freeze, and so they wouldn't be able to give us really good food because they wouldn't be good. They'd be all frozen. So that's just one example, but you can take a close look. You could even pause this video and take a close look to see at all the different fruits and vegetables and grains that are grown throughout the world. If you look really closely, you can see that there's little differences in every pocket of the world that you look at. Like over here in the Caribbean, they can grow peppers, and we don't have peppers over here. We can grow them, but this is just a map of the most popular things that are grown in that area. For example, we can still grow peppers here, but it's just where that crop is best able to grow in this part of the world. So I am going to show you one more quick video today, and then I'm going to have you write down one new fact that you learned about seasonal harvests.
When most people think about a coconut, they either think about this, a young, green or drinking coconut, or this, a fully mature brown coconut. But these are just two of the many stages of a coconut's ripeness or maturity.
A single coconut tree can hold up to 14 racks or bunches of coconuts.
So going down the line from a tree that we harvested, we can see all the different ages. 9 months, 10 months. As it matures, the water gets sweeter and the meat begins to build. 11 months, 12 months, 13 months, 14 months. At this stage, the coconut's getting mature and the meat is usable for milk. This is coconut information.
In order to understand the life cycle of the coconut, we first have to go up into the crown. Every coconut starts its life from this, a coconut flower pod. The flowers that emerge from these pods are huge and attract bees with their sweet nectar.
The flowers are both male and female. The male flowers open first, and next the females open. If this gets pollinated right here, this will become a mature coconut.
It takes 6 months for a coconut to mature from a flower to a usable drinking coconut.
The flower has now become a rack of coconuts. The unique thing about a coconut tree is, unlike other trees, it produces fruit all year round. So it pushes out one of those flowers every moon cycle, which matures into a rack. And then the next moon cycle, it pushes out another one and another one in a spiral pattern, reaching towards the sky. So the younger nuts are on the top and the older ones are down below. They've been maturing for up to 14 months. So when we look at this tree right here, each rack is roughly one moon cycle older or younger than the next one. And it actually wraps around several times.
Each month, the water inside the coconuts sweetens and the meat thickens. At the final stages of maturity, the coconuts turn brown and fall naturally from the tree.
These are the fully mature seeds of the coconut tree, the brown coconuts, full of rich, healthy fats and used to make the best oil known to man. And if conditions are just right, this brown coconut will sprout.
planted wisely and cared for, it will grow into a fully mature tree in just a few years.